This is Alternative 3, which was a science fiction film in 1972, published. It was actually broadcast in Britain. There it is there on YouTube, banned from being shown in America. Alternative 3. Now this is the sequence where supposedly it's a secret base on the moon and also the Mars mission. So this is the part where they actually fly over Mars. So let's have a very close look at it. It's very good quality, and we'll just see, because I've published the Mars book, let's have a look at the similarities. Now, after I published the first edition, NASA has removed the zoom on the panorama, Rocknest panorama. They published in 2013. It was the best panorama of any other planet besides Earth. It was 1.3 billion pixels. So yeah, it's quite a shock that that's been actually now altered. Let's have a look step by step. We'll slow it down when we get to anything important. I'll use the zoom function. Now, because I analysed that real Martian panorama, I can tell now, is this the real Mars? It was meant to be science fiction. There's a lot of detail in here. So the rumour is it could have been accessed from the real mission, and they had secret technology or just normal technology even to reach Mars. Let's have a look at the structures now. Let's go again. Now, because many things are analysed are now censored, I have a feeling if this is the real one, I could probably find important structures. So we've got a lot of detail coming up down there. The red line is part of the video, so I can't alter that. Okay, here we're starting to see things. I can zoom in, but basically I'm not sure if I can find anything important on this yet at the moment. So all I do is I use the Zoom It feature, Microsoft, and that's twice zoom, that's enough. If I go more than twice, it's too blurry. Let's keep going, see what we find. Okay, this is important here. What we got is a structure there, a little bit too many sharp edges and right angles, and that dome on top. So that's how you gauge if there's any structures there. You just look, obviously, if there's any right angles, openings, things like that. Okay, not that. Similar things were found on the moon, and that's been now censored as well. Okay, let's zoom in here, see what we got. There's a few sort of structures popping up there. That right angle, that dome on top there, and a few of these objects down here. Let's zoom in again. Okay, let's go back. Once too many unusual things are there, usually it's a sign of it's inhabited. Still nothing special. There's a dome there. There's nothing special. I can't really put my finger on anything special there. I'm trying to think what sort of area on Earth could replicate that. A dried creek bed or something like that. You have to have a very open mind on what they could have used. Okay, there we got a dome and some tubes coming out of that opening. That's important. Nothing. We've got nothing yet. Okay, we got that white structure there coming up. Little openings on top. Let's go further. Still not happy with it. Still not happy. There's a few tubes coming up there. Something's coming up here. There's a little bit of openings there that are straight up vertical. Okay, let's do it. Okay, still something's important there, but let's go through. See, now it changes. Okay, we've got a few unusual openings there, like arches, like a tent-like structure. There, right in the middle now. Still not happy. I am still not happy. Could be a better content. There's a few things happening here. There's a tube going over an object there. A few tubes going there. I don't see anything I'm happy with at the moment. There's an object coming up there. Still not happy. Let's enlarge it. A lot of zigzags and curves, but nothing meets the eye that I can say, look, guess what? Guess what I found? Still nothing there either. That obviously is unusual coming up like that. That object coming up there. These openings there. Still not comfortable saying anything important is there. Let's go through this step by step. I'm still at a loss if there's anything important. That object coming up the way it has, and these objects down there. Nothing. Let me see what goes further. Something happening down there. There's a straight line at that angle. Okay, we've got that thing coming up like a tower. That's something interesting for a change. That thing goes over the edge. That's the first thing I find interesting is that tower and those objects coming up there. Okay, let's zoom in. It looks like a tower, but again, I wish I was closer. I can play it in high speed at the end just to see how quickly they go over this, and yet I'm zooming in and stopping. I don't see anything special that catches my eye there. Another one coming up there. There's a lot of interesting shapes. There's that shape there coming. An object coming up. These arches up there. I'm not getting anything special coming up. Something there at a V shape, and that opening there, see how it's like a square? Let's go down there. Again, when you zoom in, it ruins the effect. Like a pyramid shape up there. There's a lot of detail, but nothing that makes sense. Again, these shapes here, that thing going up, but nothing else. That's interesting, that curved there and that structure coming up. Okay, here we've got, there's no exact square things or towers or walls. There's a lot of interesting shapes, but nothing that fancies my attention still. Not like the Apollo 11 film. That was excellent. Okay, we go over again. This is where we've got something that looks like a creek bed. It's actually a wall. So there we might find something. And there's the beginning of that wall coming across. See that area there? Nothing meets the eye that's special. So now we've got a bit of a, see that line going across, like a creek bed or a wall. Then we've got some more towers up there and these unusual angles there, but not, again, we don't see nothing special. Okay, that's interesting, that line coming across and going across there. Nothing that special on the hill there that warrants my attention. Let's go zoom in. There are things happening, but I can't guess what the things are. There's a few of those, it looks like a wall going across. Again, could it be natural? That's interesting there, but it could be natural. Okay, we're coming to something now that the craft hovers and has a closer look at. And again, I don't see anything special on the ground. Comes close to this structure and has a slow down look at it. There's a few straight lines there. Let's zoom in. Nothing that good I can focus in on. Still not sure about this. Okay, focus on that white structure down the bottom. Here it is. It's coming up now. There's a few lines there going up and openings. So when I zoom in on it, there is a white dome there. But again, that's all I can see. Those openings look suspicious right there, and I've frozen at a good spot. But again, I don't see anything. Those towers are very white. I don't see any structure in them. On the hill I see nothing important. There's nothing good to zoom in on there. And then obviously they come very close to the ground. So here they're literally right on the ground. And obviously that creature then moves coincidentally right there where they land. So that's suspicious. I'm not sure what to say about this one then. So this is the actual video as it goes. I'll just play it now.
Does that mean anything? I don't know what it does. Does that mean anything?
So here the quality of the film is reasonable, but it's not super sharp. This was 72. The film today is a lot sharper. So obviously it's keeping in quality of the type of film that we had then.
An acceptable picture, which
So there's a lot of detail that, is it a dried creek bed? Is it an area in a desert they found just to pretend they're flying over an alien planet? I don't know. I just don't know. The Mars I did analyse, I do know. Obviously, that's now been censored, so I know there were important structures there. Could this have been used in the documentary? Let's go back to this spot right here. I saw something come over. This was the best spot I can see anything is where that curve was, like a wall. This right now. Keep my eye on this area. That's the only place I think we'll be able to see something reasonable. It's a lot of openings, looks like a normal hill. I can't see anything special.